This little video is for the beautiful piece Salut d'amour, Love's Greeting by Elgar. It's a wonderful piece, and from it you will learn so much. It's super famous as well, often played on the violin, originally set for the violin, I think. So we will use this as, it can either be a play along or you can just have a little listen and check the technique, and we'll talk a little bit about how we can sing out the melody, how we can use a little bit of tempo rubato, freedom of time, and a little bit about the voicing of this music. When you look at the music, you should notice that, well, there are moments when there are stems up and there are stems down. So these are the different voice parts and a couple of little things along the way to look out for. I'll count 2 bars in. The first will be out loud, the second in my head. 1 and 2 and So this piece, you'll really want to bring out the melody. Imagine that it's being played on the violin and it's really singing out. So with the balance, it says P dolce in bar 3. Well, I took a little bit of artistic license there and I wanted to sing out that melody a bit more. So I kind of gave it quite a lot of sound actually. So for example, I needed to grade that sound. I might take mezzo piano here, piano for the bass note to balance that out, and then the inner parts, pianissimo. So you've got to find this balance between all the different elements. If I played all the same volume, you would hear. So you can't really find the melody, so we want to sing it out. So I'm taking 3 stages of dynamics here. Strongest dynamics, let's take it as piano for the melody. Let's take the bass note as pianissimo and these inner parts, PPP. So it's quite nice to take a little bit of time, and you want to shade your notes, grade your notes accordingly. On bar 6, when the note is held, so the sound decays. So you don't want to be too loud here. Just watch out for that sound. It's easy to make that A sharp quite loud. This will be important when you find, for example, bar 25 leading into 26. So the melody has the stem up. Bar 26, a dotted crotchet, transition, pass it to finger 4, and then the next is E sharp, and then I would go to finger 4 on the F sharp if you can. If you can make that to the finger 4. So you don't want to hear all of these notes here the same volume. I'll demonstrate it as if they were all the same volume. Oh, thinking about it being not very pleasant a sound, and I played even the wrong note. Let me try it again. I'm being deliberately awkward here and it's just really not sounding very nice. It's not what we would do. Okay, so you would sing out the top. Top note has to sing out here. So this C sharp has to be softer, that's quite hard. So strike the top, let this note be softer, so that all the way through that line the E is the loudest. Still singing the loudest, pass to 4. E sharp louder than the G because that's the melody, and sing out the top when you get there. So this will happen a lot in piano writing, thinking about voice parts and voice leading. It's great that you can start to practice this on a grade 3 piece, and there's not too much of it, so it's just a little moment where you have to work on that. And the same idea will return at bar 30. The stem up is the B. So you've got to hold the B and don't let that G sound too much, even though we are forte through here. Sing out the top of these chords. Sing out the top, sing out the top. And then these are less sound, of course. Get to the chords, sing out the top. It's quite hard to sing out with a little finger, so I might change that to fingers 1 and 4. So that I could sing out, have more control of that 4 with my technique to sing out the top note. You see the difference in technique there? Finger 4 is having a striking action. My thumb is just pressed delicately here for the harmony. You can hear this note singing out more. If I didn't work like that, you would hear this. Not such a nice sound. So for example, the last 2 bars would be like a wall of sound. That's not what makes piano writing beautiful or piano playing beautiful. It's thinking where is the melody, so you would have, I'm going to pick out the top note to be the melody. Singing stronger, sing stronger the A. Now at the top I'll change the fingering, so I want to sing out that 4. You can sing it out with 5. Ooh, it's a bit harder. I would use the 4 there. So we can all play the notes. But how do we make it musical? Okay, I'm going to just have a go at a bit of a demonstration here at the end. Stick around to watch this if you want to, but this is just to demonstrate if I didn't observe all the musical details, well, all the details that are not actually written on the page, but the magical things that we know. So let's have a listen to me not singing out any melody parts or observing voicing. Enjoyable to play, so I'm just starting to play any wrong notes, whatever. Maybe that's why some people just get a bit, why isn't this sounding beautiful? And maybe someone hasn't told you that there's a magic on the page. It's not written there, so it's not obvious. You're not going to know that unless someone said, or you might instinctively do it. But we want to be intentional about these choices and the reasons why we're doing them and the clues on the page. So if you need to know more about that, if you want to know more about that, just comment below, and I would love to do a little video about how we know more about the magic on the page that's not written. Hopefully someone is talking to you about this in your lessons, but hopefully you would have seen also in that demonstration that it's not that satisfying really. I played all the right notes until somewhere in the halfway down the next page, and I just felt a bit complacent then, and I wasn't really enjoying the experience. So a couple of wrong notes happened and my fingers got a bit lazy, but hopefully you will have heard that it wasn't that beautiful and you couldn't really hear the tune. So now I'm going to really try to observe the details. Here's my melody, I need to sing it out. Left hand will support. Accompaniment in the middle softer. you will really feel that your fingers are working so much harder to do that. It just feels much more satisfying to play like that as well. It feels better, and it does sound better, and you will enjoy your playing much more when you observe these details. So any questions, comment below, and enjoy. That's a beautiful piece of music to play.